Good morning, everybody. I want to encourage you in contentment. There's a lot that's happening right now with job layoffs, and it's difficult for many people to find employment, which is affecting just your very basic needs. And everybody's situation is looking different, of course, but it's driving many people to despair, and they don't know what's going to happen, when they're going to find employment. But I want to encourage you in this. First, keep looking and keep trying. You just have to put forth all of your efforts, and don't discount this internet. You know, many people striking out and they're creating these social media pages. I'm not saying it's easy to grow here on YouTube. It can be quite difficult to grow a following and, you know, gain an audience and find that group of people who are interested in what you have to offer. But keep trying. Don't give up on you. Somebody's going to find some interest in what you have to share. And at the same time, people are out here showing tutorials. Not showing, well, they're showing, of course, it's a video, but they are communicating and teaching how to do different things on social media, not just here on YouTube. So try your hand at that too. Everything is an effort. You have to try, because you're helping you. But something else I want to talk about contentment, because there are ways to be content. If you are a professing Christian, because this is, you know, who I'm compelling and trying to encourage here on this channel, and you don't have to be a Christian. Everybody's welcome here. But I am specifically talking to this kingdom tenets, because normally people who believe in Jesus and the Creator God, you believe in the tenets of the teaching. Contentment has to be accepted, and you have to comply with contentment. Otherwise, you will not be. You can push right past contentment and you still calling on God. You hold a God consciousness. You speak of Jesus, and you may rely on God. But you have to be intentional about being content, or you won't be. There is a lot of arguments and drama that's following a lot of people. And you know that many times people who are full of drama, they don't know it, because they're discontent. You wear it in your soul, not your spirit. You commended your spirit to Jesus. He may be a weak man. He normally is a weak man. He needs lots of food. The Bible said we have to be before God day and night, meditating, praying, studying, reading. You got to feed your spirit, man. He could be a very weak man. You just commended him over to Jesus, but now you got to strengthen him up. Spending lots of time. But the soul of you, your mind, the soul of you, your emotions, your will, that can be discontented and you not know it. What I'm listening to online, I can't just say young people. I wanted to say young people, but it's not just young people. This is middle-aged adults, 40s, 50s. These people might be in their 60s and 70s and up. And again, many people have God in their conversations, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to be growing and supposed to be coming closer. But you have to make that intentional effort to come closer. And that's an attitude. That's in communication. That's in behavior. You have to keep check on you and make sure that you keep on redirecting yourself. Because if you don't, your soul is already out of control. It's not lined up. It don't want to comply with the instructions of God. It does what your community does, what your family does. And you talk in line with that, but then you come back with a God talk. Yeah, but God got me. And I know God see what I'm going through. But you live in discontent. You intentionally doing things and saying things that's causing your own soul to be disrupted. You have to decide to live in peace And you have to seek after peace, not the peace that this world offers. Because the world offers a peace. Remember, Satan duplicates everything that God initiates. He has to duplicate it so people can be confused to the difference between terminologies. It's intentional. So in the kingdom of darkness, which is your old understanding, then peace look like something that you buy. Buying happiness, that's a type of peace. Situational, that's a type of peace. It's a compromise in your standards. Jesus' peace is, you have to bring down the drama. You got to get rid of it, y'all. I'm sorry, you just got to get rid of drama. You cannot live your life drama-ridden. Do you find yourself always into it with somebody? You got to tell them, giving them a piece of your mind. You got to let them know what's up. You don't. You have to stop that. That calls discipline. You have to stop it. See, you want to argue with me right now, don't you? I know you do. You want to argue with me, saying you got to get somebody straight because they don't know you. But they're going to know you. They don't need you guys first. You got to lose contact with you. You have to lose that behavior, and you have to lose that reference to who you are. And that's not denying you. You're going to discount you, and you're going to start talking to yourself mean ways and that type of thing. It's behaviors of every human that's got to change when you start accepting Jesus as your Lord. He calls for a changed mind. Can you earnestly say that your mind is changing? Let me look at y'all while I'm sitting here at this traffic light. Can you earnestly say that your mind is changing? And don't blame it on other people. Say, well, they are messing with me. It's them. No, you. You have to stop deflecting like that. You have to take responsibility for you. You're not going to have peace. Because Jesus will not allow you to have peace. You have to keep your face and your attention focused on him and what he called you to do. So you can start minding your business better. You will start minding your mouth better, and you'll keep yourself out of drama. You have to let some conversation just go. You shouldn't respond to everything. Let it go. Another thing about peace is what you're thinking about. Where does your mind rest on? What type of thoughts? The mind is negative, you all. It's just like that. It goes negative first, even in pity. Pitying yourself, just feeling bad, down on your circumstances. Everybody going to have ebbs and flows. Things just not going to go so well all the time. But you have to get a strategy, a small strategy, and start working it until it grows into a bigger strategy. So that you can dig yourself out of ruts. You have to work small strategies. Stop looking for the big strategies when you're at a low point. Because you have to build up hope, and you have to build up encouragement within yourself. Because now, if it's small, when you make those accomplishments, you have a small victory. And small victories turn into bigger victories. So, contentment is in thought too. You have to decide, what are you thinking about? Why am I thinking about this? What is my perspective on whatever subject matter it is? And you know what else is a big thing that I'm continuously seeing and hearing here on this internet, you all? If you are a Christian, you have to stop this race talk. This conversation is vamping up. It's broadening. And many people just jumping on board with it. And becoming comfortable with it too. This race of people is against my race of people. You need to cut that out. You have to stop that. What do you think that you're doing? That's not contentment. You're not going to live content like that. Remember, you're living before God. Not just living amongst people and before people. Before the living God. You say that Jesus is Lord, then you have to let him Lord you and obey. Listen, follow instructions. You keep calling on him to deliver you. Deliverance is first in information. Knowledge. And follow the knowledge. Get the information and follow the information. Or you're discontenting yourself. You're causing yourself to live in misery. Nobody else is doing it to you. You're doing it. Come on, you can turn this around. Let me be on here to push and encourage, or if you see this as a challenge today, go ahead and accept the challenge. I want to push you. I do want to push you. I don't want to just come with encouragement all the time. I want to be here to challenge you. Because this conversation is strange. It's coming out of the Christians' mouths. And they want to turn around and say, well, nobody's perfect. No, you can't do that. You ain't going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to do that because that's intentional. Not perfect means accidental things. Ain't nobody going to do things just right. But what about your intentional things? Are you intentionally causing trauma? Or are you intentionally thinking on negative things and you don't challenge those thoughts? You're told to pull down thoughts that exalt itself against the knowledge of God. So what are you thinking? What are you talking about? And get rid of all of this, again, adversarial communication. You're not possessing the kingdom like that. God has a way, and he teaches. And don't you know God chastises? Don't forget that part. Stop throwing everything the devil's way and giving him credit for when you're going through hardships. Your life is rough right now, and it's the devil's fault. It could be God allowing this to happen. And in fact, again, God does allow. Even when Satan is at work, God allows. Or it wouldn't be happening. He would cancel it. Have the angels to get involved and cancel it. But God allows. And then you and I can invite. Pay attention and examine those different areas for contentment, you all. What you're talking about. What you're thinking about. How you're behaving. Change all of those ways around. And find peace by centering yourself on thoughts about Jesus. Get in your study. See, you can put down the telephone and get off FaceTime and making your videos that people are getting your comments and challenge you about. And then you enter an argument like that because they in the chat box and they arguing with you about your post, and now you come back to defend yourself with another video, or you typing in the chat. That's being argumentative right there. A lot of adversarial conversations. But what does Jesus teach you to do? Hold your mouth. A soft answer turns away wrath. You see how you have to choose contentment? Or you can choose, again, to automatically be in discontentment. They don't agree. So what does your life look like? Huh? What you say? What's your life looking like? What are your children doing, your minor children, that's causing you discontentment? If you're the adult in that situation, you can get some balance there by giving some more structure in the home. Set some new rules if you need to set some new rules. The children are going to like it to begin with if they already been used to one way, but you're trying to set up a new way so that everything can start calming down. Everybody can stop yelling at each other. Children stop pushing each other around. The whole household is in disarray and chaos. Everybody's energy is up and fighting. But you being the grown-up, the responsible person, you have to help that out. Help them have calmness. Help there be harmony. They'll learn a new way. They're children. They'll learn it. But you have to be consistent with it so that there can be calmness. Everybody's energy can come down. There's no need in people jumping up, fighting, and getting in each other's face, yelling all the time. That's not healthy. Help them change that around. Help them get some stability. You don't want the children growing up angry and bitter. Then they come up with that attitude of somebody's bothering me all the time. Because that's where their mind is already structured. Your energy naturally goes in that direction. Somebody looked at me. Well, people have eyes on their face. They're supposed to look where they want to look. There shouldn't be an argument breakout about that. Again, that's a learned way of being. Unlearn it. Learn to be a person of calmness. You can do it, but it does take effort. It don't just automatically happen. It's not going to happen like that. I want to encourage you all in contentment. Choose it. And stop that cussing. You got to get, I don't know where these cussing people just jumping out of the woodwork from. I mean, there's more cussing and cussing, profanity, and then talking about God in their conversations. Who told you all that was all right? Somebody done dropped the whammy on you somewhere. That is not all right to be doing all this cussing. You better go and check out Colossians 3:8. I think it's Colossians 3:8. Check that out. You have to get rid of that vulgar tongue, that mouth. Y'all hear that cussing? I'm like, I can't believe it. This person on this video cussing, and then talking about God. And he got me. And quoting the scriptures. What God is you serving? The God of creation don't put up with that. You all go check out Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, around the 17th chapter, and read at least 2 or 3 chapters. How the people was crying out to him. God sent them into oppression, into slavery, into captivity. And he said, I hear him calling me. Now that sounded brutal and cruel to me. This is the God of love. God of all eternity. God above all gods. He said, I hear them calling me, but my hand is still outstretched. Outstretched did not mean rescue. It meant he kept his hand against them to keep them in oppression. That's what the God of love did. Because the people were stubborn, stiff-necked. Stubbornness to do. Stubbornness will cause hardship, you all. If you're not paying attention to your life, you better go back before the God of creation and repent. And ask God to show you your ways. Maybe you're not recognizing your ways because of the people you hang around. They talk the same with the way that you talk. They deflect, so you deflect. So nobody examines their ways. Everybody is defensive of their ways, and the ways is not good. And God keep an outstretched hand toward you. I understand the book of Isaiah, that's Old Testament readings and teachings. Jesus, again, he did not come to undo the works of God. He came to undo the bondage of Satan. But he and God is in agreement. So this phone just moving all around. We're not so special with people of a royal priesthood, you all, that there's no chastisement for you. There's no such thing. Examine your ways. I'm not here to beat you up, okay? Examine your ways, because this behavior and constant complaining on the internet, people making their posts about this happened, that person did this to me, that happened on the job. You got to examine, and you got to get real with yourself. Maybe somebody need to come on here and say this, what I'm saying. You got to get real, because this stuff sounds unbelievable. And now that I'm sitting still, let me finish the video off. Also, thankfulness. You got to express that in how you communicate. It all ties right back in together. How you think, how you communicate, and how you behave. It's all gratefulness and thankfulness before God. He watches how we think. So think about that. Consider that. And let your contentment be just resting. Stop expecting everybody to accept you too. Stop it. You feel unwelcome in certain rooms. Amongst your own family. You don't feel like you belong. Okay. Now what you going to do? Everybody's supposed to be helping you feel like you belong. If you feel that way, you just feel that way. Maybe you could be making yourself feel that way. Some people can do that. They want the attention coming to them. Maybe the attention is going to somebody else and they want to drive the attention back to them. So they say that they feel like they don't belong. Check that, you all. Just sit in contentment. Learn. It's a practice behavior. Learn to be that. Take care, you all. My name is Vanessa.